Good evening and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our New York studio. I'm Victoria Lane. U.S. President Donald Trump says Iran is expected to present an offer that meets American demands as diplomatic efforts to restart talks continue. Trump stated that while details of the proposal remain unclear, Washington is waiting to evaluate Tehran's response before making any decisions. However, Iran has denied any planned direct meeting with the United States, insisting that communication will continue indirectly through mediators, including Pakistan. The differing statements underline continuing uncertainty around the negotiation process, even as diplomatic engagement intensifies in Islamabad. Iran has also confirmed that no direct talks are planned with Washington, with discussions set to continue through back-channel diplomacy facilitated by Pakistan. According to Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Bakai, a delegation led by Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has arrived in Islamabad for an official visit. During the visit, the Iranian foreign minister is expected to meet senior Pakistani officials as Islamabad continues what Tehran describes as its good office's role to reduce tensions and support regional peace. Iran says Pakistan's mediation is aimed at de-escalating what it calls an American-imposed conflict and restoring stability across the region. For more on this developing diplomatic effort, we go to our Islamabad correspondent, Sarah William.
Thank you, Victoria. Diplomatic activity here in Islamabad has intensified as Pakistan positions itself as a key intermediary between Tehran and Washington. Officials say meetings involving Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi are focused on reducing regional tensions and exploring pathways for indirect communication. Pakistan's leadership has repeatedly stressed dialogue over confrontation, particularly as concerns grow over wider instability in the Middle East. Analysts believe Islamabad's role could become increasingly important if both sides remain unwilling to engage directly.
Thank you, Sarah, for that update from Islamabad. Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bakir Ghalibaf has claimed that recent swap arrangements involving U.S.-linked assets are intended to manage market pressure and prevent disorderly selling. In a post on X, he said the measures are designed to restrict abrupt exits from U.S. assets, warning that some holders may be unable to sell quickly. Ghalibaf alleged that hidden single-digit percentage limits could be imposed on institutional investors, restricting large-scale withdrawals. He further warned that conditions may tighten if tensions escalate, advising investors to exit while markets remain open. His remarks come amid recent US-UAE swap arrangements, which analysts see as part of wider efforts to stabilize financial flows during geopolitical uncertainty. In southern Lebanon, Israeli airstrikes have killed at least 6 people and injured 2 others, according to Lebanon's health ministry, despite an ongoing ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah. The ministry says the strikes hit multiple locations, including Wadi al-Hujair, Tulin, Srifa, and Yatar, with civilians reported among the dead. Meanwhile, the United Nations Interim Force in Lebanon, UNIFIL, confirmed that an Indonesian peacekeeper has died from injuries sustained during a March attack on a UN base. The incidents have renewed concern over the safety of peacekeeping forces and highlight continued volatility in southern Lebanon, despite diplomatic efforts to preserve calm along the border. Iran's defense ministry says a large portion of the country's missile arsenal remains unused, suggesting what it describes as significant retained military capability despite recent hostilities. Spokesperson General Reza Tlaibani stated that a substantial share of Iran's missile systems has not yet been deployed, according to state-affiliated media reports. He also claimed that Iranian forces maintained control over the skies of Israeli-held territories until the ceasefire came into effect. The remarks come amid heightened regional tensions and renewed focus on military readiness, deterrence posture, and the broader security balance across the Middle East. The Trump administration has imposed new sanctions on Chinese independent refinery Hengli Petrochemical, based in Dalian, for allegedly purchasing billions of dollars worth of Iranian oil. The U.S. Treasury also targeted around 40 shipping companies and vessels linked to what it calls Iran's shadow fleet, aiming to tighten economic pressure ahead of upcoming U.S.-Iran peace talks. Washington says the measures are intended to restrict Iran's oil revenue network. China strongly opposed the sanctions, calling them illegal and accusing the United States of abusing trade restrictions. The Chinese embassy urged Washington to stop politicizing trade and targeting Chinese firms. And finally, Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov have held a telephone discussion focused on rescheduling Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif's planned visit to Moscow. Both sides emphasized the importance of strengthening bilateral relations and agreed to continue high-level engagement. Russia also appreciated Pakistan's constructive diplomatic role in promoting regional dialogue, including efforts related to Iran and the United States. The two leaders reaffirmed their commitment to advancing cooperation on international platforms and maintaining close communication for future coordination on the visit timing. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Victoria Lane.